Welcome to Monday. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you've decided to join me. Can you tell what I'm thinking about? 2020. It's going to be remembered as perhaps the most unique year ever in the history of the world, with the exception, I believe, of the year when Jesus Christ was born into this world. I just was thinking over the weekend, and listen, I know that's a dangerous thing. You're saying, "Oh no, Pastor Mark is thinking that can be bad, dangerous, can cause all kinds of weird things to happen. You never know what he's gonna do." Anyway, as dangerous as it might be, I was thinking about just how 2020 is going to be remembered. How, if God gives us time in the future in this world, how will people look back on 2020? What are they going to say about this year? What kinds of things are going to be etched in the books of history? What kinds of quotes are going to be recalled? What kinds of memories are people going to have? How are they going to characterize the year of 2020, this most unique, most crazy year ever in the history of the world, with the exception, like I said, of the year Jesus Christ was born? Well, that made me remember that I had a document that lists all kinds of quotes that have been said or stated in one way or another about things that later came to pass very, very differently than what the quotes said. They're interesting, and I thought I would share them with you today, just by way of thinking about, wow, how are we going to characterize this year? What is going to be said? And later on, what is going to be looked at out of those quotes, and someone's going to go, "What? What an idiot. Why did you say that? Or why did you think that? Or why in the world would you bother to write that thinking people are going to really believe that?" Anyway, let me share these with you, but I'm going to take these silly glasses off first. They kind of hurt my nose. So, you ready? You ready for these? Here we go. This was said back in 1949 in a magazine called Popular Mechanics, which I don't know if that magazine still exists or not, if it's still in print, but that used to be while I was growing up, that was a really, really popular magazine. Well, here they were in 1949 forecasting the relentless march of science. And this is what they said: computers in the future may weigh no more than 1.5 tons. Wow. I'm glad they don't weigh anywhere close to that. Speaking of computers, this was said by the chairman of IBM in 1943. "I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers." Oh my goodness. Back in 1957, the editor in charge of the business books for Prentice Hall said this: "I have traveled the length and breadth of this country and talked with the best people, and I can assure you that data processing is a fad that won't last out the year." Oh, really? All right, here's a good one. "But what is it good for?" was said by an engineer at the Advanced Computing Systems Division of IBM in 1968. He was talking about the microchip. Wow. In 1977, man, this one is so off. In 1977, Ken Olsen, the president and chairman and founder of Digital Equipment Corporation, said this: "There is no reason anyone would want a computer in their home." Well, okay then. Um, this was said in 1876 in a Western Union internal memo that it said, "This telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. The device is inherently of no value to us." Okay then. Guess who didn't make any profit off of the telephone? Excuse me for a minute. I have that was really bugging me. Um, here's an interesting quote: "The wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to nobody in particular?" That was David Sarnoff's associates in response to his urgings for investment in the radio. This was back in 1920. How about this? "The concept is interesting and well informed, but in order to earn better than a C, the idea must be feasible." It was a Yale University management professor, in response to Fred Smith's paper proposing reliable overnight delivery service. Smith went on to found FedEx. How about this? "I'm just glad it'll be Clark Gable who's falling on his face and not Gary Cooper." This was what Gary Cooper said on his decision not to take the leading role in Gone with the Wind. Wow, he missed the boat. How about this? "A cookie store is a bad idea. Besides, the market research reports say America likes crispy cookies, not soft and chewy cookies like you made." This was a response to Deb Field's idea of starting Mrs. Field's Cookies. Here's a really good one. "We don't like their sound, and guitar music is on the way out." This was said by Decca Recording Company, who rejected the Beatles in 1962. Imagine how they felt several years later. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. If I had thought about it, I wouldn't have done the experiment. The literature was full of examples that said you can't do this. That was Spencer Silver on the work that led to the unique adhesives for 3M's Post-it notepads. Here's what Steve Jobs said on attempts to get Atari and HP interested in his and Steve Wozniak's personal computer. He said, "So we went to Atari and said, 'Hey, we've got this amazing thing, even built with some of your parts. And what do you think about funding us? Or we'll give it to you. We just want to do it. Pay our salary. We'll come work for you.' And they said, 'No.' So then we went to Hewlett Packard and they said, 'Hey, we don't need you. You haven't got through college yet.'" Oh my goodness, did they miss the boat? Wow. Here's one. You want to have consistent and uniform muscle development across all of your muscles? It can't be done. It's just a fact of life. You just have to accept inconsistent muscle development as an unalterable condition of weight training. That was a response to Arthur Jones, who solved the unsolvable problem by inventing Nautilus. All right. Here's one from 1859. Drill for oil? You mean drill into the ground to try and find oil? You're crazy. That was drillers who Edwin L. Drake tried to enlist to his project to drill for oil in 1859. How about this? The bomb will never go off. I speak as an expert in explosives. That was Admiral William Leahy, U.S. atomic bomb from the U.S. Atomic Bomb Project. It'll never go off. You don't know anything. I know it all. Harry Guggenheim, a millionaire aviation enthusiast, said this: "This fellow Charles Lindbergh will never make it. He's doomed." Let's see. How about this? Airplanes are interesting toys, but of no military value. It was said by a professor of strategy. Okay, you didn't know what you were talking about. Try this one. Man will never reach the moon regardless of all future scientific advances. That was Dr. Lee DeForest, who was the inventor of the vacuum tube and the father of television. This was an interesting one back in 1899. Everything that can be invented has been invented. Okay, this guy was the commissioner of the United States Office of Patents. Well, the point is, people say a lot of things about, there goes my hair again. People say a lot of things about the times that we're in, about the things we're experiencing, and about things that they think they know about the future or what won't be part of the future or will be. The fact of the matter is that God is the one who's sovereign. God is the one who makes determinations, and everything is in his hands. He is in control, and we can be confident in that. As a matter of fact, God was at one point in Isaiah 46, he was reminding the people of Israel of who he is and what he has done, and how there is no one else that can be trusted, no one else that they can depend on. He is the one who cares for everything and masters everything and is sovereign over everything and is in control of everything. And in Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, as he is trying to remind them and convince them of his care for them, he says, "Do not forget this. Keep it in mind. Remember this, you guilty ones. Remember the things I have done in the past. For I alone am God. I am God, and there is none like me. Only I can tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass, for I do whatever I wish." See, everybody, we need to put ourselves in the hands of God. I can't get my hands up here. There we go. Can you see my hands? Are they too big? There, how about that? Is that better? We need to place ourselves in the hands of God. We need to trust him. We need to depend on him. And we need to be reminded that he is in control and he knows what's going to happen and he will bring it to pass. So today, I just want to remind you again, trust God, have confidence in him, allow him to be your surety and your confidence. Remember that you are loved. Remember that you are missed. Remember that you are prayed for every single day. Go do something for someone else out of love for God. Love others. Show them that his love exists and that you are a carrier of it. Okay? Have a good Monday. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.